Hello everyone, this is Lois. Today we are going to learn how to cut and sew these two-piece crop top and trouser you are seeing on your screen. Let's dive into the video. So this is the fabric we are going to use. We folded the fabric into four. We have 1, 2, 3 and 4. We folded it into four because we want the front panel and the back panel to be marked and cut at the same time. So here now is our starting point. From this point to this line you are seeing is my crotch length. How did I get my crotch length? I divided my hip 48 by 4, which gave me 12 inches. So I marked from this point to this point 12.5 inches. Now the reason why I added half an inch to it is because I want to use half an inch to join my waistband. It's just a free pants. So that is the reason why I am not subtracting anything. So from this point to this point is the crotch line, and then from that point to this other chopped point is my trouser length, the pant length plus 2 inches for the folding allowance. So the next thing we are going to do now is, first of all, we are going to mark the hip measurement. My hip is divided by 4, 48 divided by 4 will give me 12 inches. Then I am adding 1 inch for ease, which will give me 13 inches. So I will mark 13 inches on this point. Remember, the palazzo is going to carry an elastic waistband. So I have total of 13 inches at this point. Instead of me to mark 13 inches, I will go inwards by half an inch. So I will mark 12.5. So here is 13 inches. Whatever you get on your hip circumference, when you divide your hip by 4, whatever you get, remove half an inch from it and mark at the waist area. So I have marked my 12.5. I am going to connect these two lines together. So after marking the line, the next thing I am going to do is to take my thigh measurement around this area. My thigh is 33, the thigh is always divided by 2, so 33 divided by 2 gave me 16 inches. So if you want your pants or your trouser to be very free, it all depends on the thigh that you've measured. You have to measure it, let it be free, so that you are going to see what you will get. So thigh is 32, divided by 2 is giving me 16 inches, so I have marked 16 inches. Remember, first of all, we marked the hip measurement plus 1 inch seam allowance, ease allowance, and then the thigh. I have marked the thigh circumference. So the next thing I'm going to do is for me to come up by 2 inches around this area, or 2.5 inches. So 2 or 2.5 inches. Then I'm going to use my armhole curve to connect the line. So this is what I will get. Go up by 2.5 or 2 inches or 3 inches to connect the points. So after marking the points, the next thing I am going to do is to divide my hip by 2. I will divide my hip by 2. So dividing my hip by 2, my hip is 13 inches total plus the 1 inch for ease. 13 inches, 13 divided by 2 will give me 6.5. So I will mark the 6.5. So at this point here, I will check what I have here. I got 6.5. I am going to carry my tape and I will mark 6.5 at this end of the trouser. I will mark 6.5. I will come to the center again. I will mark another 6.5. That is how wide my palazzo pants will be. So I am going to connect this line to these points. So we have 13 inches at the bottom. I will come up a little bit and I will mark 13 inches. It's just more or less like a guide for me to connect my trouser. So this is what I have. So I will complete it with my straight ruler. So this one we have measured I will come down by half an inch. This first one we've marked is for the front. So I will come down by half an inch. Alright, this half an inch that I have come down by, I am going to seek it inwards to the waistline. The reason why I'm using this chalk so that you can be able to see it, please. So I've marked the half an inch downwards. So the next thing I'm going to do for us now to mark for the back panel, because it's folded into for the material, so we are going to mark for the back panel. So to mark for the back panel, I'm just going to add 2 inches all the way down. 2 inches or 2.5, sorry, all the way down. So I'm marking 2.5. I'll mark 2.5. While coming down, I will reduce it to 2 1/4, and then this extension here, I will take 3 inches for the back. 3 inches. You can use 2.5, you can use 3 inches. So I'm using 3 inches. So I'm going to connect these lines to these points. So I've connected for the back. While at this extreme now, you can decide to add 2 inches or 2.5 inches, depending on how free you want it to be. So I'm adding 2.5, while at this bottom, I will add just 2 inches. So I will connect these lines. So the next thing I'm going to do is to come up by 1 inch at the butt rise for the back side. So I will connect these points. I'll mark 1 inch. From the starting point, mark 1 inch. So this is my 1 inch. I'm going to connect it. If you are on the fat side, if you are more than 48, please, you can use 1.5 for the butt rise. So I will connect it this way. So that is all. We are done marking, so the next thing for us to do is to cut. So for us to cut, we are going to cut the back panel first. After cutting the back panel, then we will reduce the one for the front panel.
If you find this video helpful, please feel free to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so that you will not miss out on any of our videos.
So we are going to remove one and then cut out for the back panel. So before we remove one of it for the back panel, before trimming out for the front panel, remember to open this side. Yes, so remember to state it open. So we are now going to trim. Remember, we removed the down one for the back panel, and this is the chopped one. So we are going to use this now for trim. So the half an inch we came down by, we are going to remove it. So we are done cutting the trouser. So we are going to slit this side open. So this is a fabric we are going to use. This is the material we are using for the pocket. We cut it for the 2 parts of the pocket. So there is a detailed video on how to cut your trouser pockets and to fix it. So I'll leave the link in the description box for you to check it out. So we want to cut for the blouse. So it's just a simple top we are going to cut. So what we did, we folded our fabric into 2. This one is into 2 and this one into 2. So we are cutting the back and the front together. It's just more or less a simple top. So what we are going to do is to take the wideness of the neck first of all. We are marking 4 inches for the neck width. The back and front neck depth will be the same. So I'm going to mark 5 inches or 5.5 inches. So I'm going to connect the neck width to 5.5. Then the next thing I'm going to do is for me to take my sleeve, because it's a cut together sleeve. So I'm going to place my tape from this starting point and I will mark 24 inches. So this is my 24 inches. I will mark it all the way down. So whatever we are doing, we are working around this area, 24 inches. So let me shift it a little bit so that it will show very well. So at this point, I'll come down, I'll take my shoulder slope 1 inch. So I'm going to connect the shoulder slope to the neck width. So after connecting it, I'm going to take my sleeve width. So the sleeve width I'm going to use is 10 inches. You can make use of 9 inches, whichever one that is still okay. So at this line of 10 inches here, I'm going to take my bust measurement. So it serves as my chest line. So my bust is 46. 46 divided by 4 gave me 11 and a half. So I will mark my 11 and a half and I will mark 1 inch for ease. 1 inch for seam allowance or 1.5. So I'm adding 1.5 to it. So whatever I have total here will become the total I'm going to use at the downside. So I have 13 inches here. So I will come to the bottom of the material and I'm going to mark 13 inches. So the total length we are working with for the top is 21 inches on the dot, 21. So I took 13 inches for the bust, and for the downside I'm taking 13 inches as well. So I'm going to use my ruler to connect it here. So I wouldn't allow here to be sharp, so I'm going to curve it a little bit like this. And then at this extreme, I am going to come inwards by 1 inch. So I'll connect it like this. So it's time for us to cut it out. So it is time for us to sew the top. For us to sew the top, this is the front, this is the back. You can actually make use of any part as the front. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to make the front to face the front, and then we're going to sew the shoulder. After sewing the shoulder, we are going to pipe the neckline. After piping the neckline, we are going to fold the sleeve by 1 inch. Then after folding the sleeve, we are going to close this edge and fold the downside. So this is the top here. I used interfacing for the neck of the clothes and turned it to the front, and then I joined the shoulder. I did fencing so you will not really see the hem or the rough edges. So I sewed from the front and turned to the back side before sewing it. Then I folded the sleeve and then I joined the sides. After joining the sides, when I wore it, I saw that the crop top was too short, so I decided to add 0.5 inches band. So the band here is 2 inches I added. This is the trouser. What we are going to do now is, this is a back panel actually. So we are going to use half an inch to run this way like this. After running it, we'll open it and iron it. Then after that, we'll work on the front part of it. So this is the front, the left and the right leg of the trouser is here, as you can see. So this is the crotch area. So we are going to join this side like this by half an inch. After arranging it to be equal, we'll join it. After joining it, we are going to work on the pockets. So the pocket is where the pocket is. You can see my hand, this is where the pocket is. So we are going to work on the pocket, fix the pocket to the trouser, then we'll iron it. Then after ironing it, the next thing we are going. So this is the back part of the trouser. We've joined the crotch line, and after that This is the front side. We have fixed the pocket as well. This is it. We fixed the pocket, as you can see. So what we are going to do next is to place the two like so. So we are going to fold the edge like this, and then we'll sew it all the way down. We'll hold it like this and sew it down. We'll do the same for this other side. We'll hold it again equally. We'll use half an inch and sew it down. After sewing it, we'll come to this down part of the trouser. So we'll place it like this, or make the two ends to meet, and then from this point, we'll sew it all the way down. We are going to sew it down like this, and do the same with this other side. Then after sewing it, the next thing we are going to do is to use our measuring tape to measure round the waist. After measuring round the waist, whatever we get, we are going to use it to cut the exact band. And then after cutting the band, we are cutting the band 2.5. So we are done joining the sides of the trouser, and we've equally folded the down side of the trouser. So the next thing we are going to do is for us to put our elastic and the casing to the waist of the trouser. So the total waist that we have here is 51 and a half. Now for the waistband, for the material, we cut 52 and a half. So extra 1 inch. The reason being that we are going to open the waistband like this. The material we've cut like this. This material is 3 inches on fold that we cut 3 inches. So you are going to open it like this, and then use half an inch to sew it. So it will be like this. You use half an inch to sew it. After sewing it, you fold it back just like this. And then for the elastic, I measured it, I got 36. My actual waist is 40 and a half, but what I cut here is 36, which is 1 yard. So I'm going to carry this one. I'll cross it like this. See what I did? Just cross it like this. Sew it from here like this. Just sew it. After sewing it, let's assume we've sewn it. After sewing it now like this, we assume that we've sewn it and we've sewn this one as well. We are going to open the casing just like this. We'll open it up and put this elastic inwards like this. So we'll open it and sew it all round. So it is time for us to put this band on the trouser. So for us to achieve that, what we have to do is just for us to pick the band like this. This is the part that we joined. So I want this part that we joined to be in front. If you don't want it to be in front, you can put it anywhere. So this excess that is remaining, the 3/4 here, I'm going to pick my trouser the front side like this, and I will pin it.
So I'm going to use my pin to secure the band all round on the trouser, and after that I'll bring it and show you. So this is the finished look of the trouser and the crop top, guys. I later added an elastic for the top. So if you find this video helpful, feel free to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so that you will not miss out on any of our beautiful tutorials. Thanks for watching.